What's going on, guys? Your boy Rome Legs back again with another video. Yes, another video for my smell good guys. You guys that have been watching my videos for years, the ones that's been supporting my channel, and also for you new guys that just joined for the first time. Welcome to He Smells Like Rome, where we talk about niche fragrances, luxury fragrances, hard to find fragrances, and those fragrances that will cause conversation. This is a channel that you need to subscribe to if that's the kind of content you're looking for. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It's free. It takes a couple of seconds. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Also share this video with your friends. This is how I'm gonna get these videos put out to you guys, get y'all some unique fragrances. And all I need for you guys is to trust the process and help your boy out. All right? So with that said, first off, I have to apologize. My mic was just crappy and it was my fault. So if the audio in the last few videos have been off, that was because I hooked my mic up wrong. So hopefully my voice is not sounding like a cheap walkie-talkie. Hopefully it's coming out clear, and we're gonna get this review popping. Well, not a review, it's more of a kind of overview of my journey when it comes to fragrances. So if the title was not self-explanatory, I'm going to tell you what I want to do. So listen up. I have been collecting fragrances for, I don't know, let's say 15 years, right? And I want to show you guys my favorite brands, my favorite fragrance houses. But how I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you one fragrance from each house that I consider the best of the best from that fragrance house that I have in my collection. All right, so I don't have every fragrance brand. I don't have every fragrance for every fragrance brand. I'll have a lot of fragrance brands, but these fragrance brands I have here that I want to show you, I'm gonna give you one of the best fragrances that I think you guys should pick up. And I have, this is gonna be a two-part series. I have 20 brands here. The first 10 I'm going to show you today, and then we're going to do a part 2 for the second one. And I want you guys to tell me if y'all want a part 2, because if y'all don't, I'm not making one. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and have some fun. So I'm going to show y'all my favorite fragrance from these brands here, and it's only going to be one. All right. Sit back, relax, get some popcorn. It's about to go down. All right, so at number 10, and this is not really any particular order, right? I'm just showing you some of the fragrances. So don't take it just because at number 10 it's a whack fragrance. No, all these fragrances, every single one, are my favorite fragrance in that fragrance house. All right, so this house is blown up, kind of had a re-emerging in the last maybe 3 to 4 years. They have some of the best fragrances in the world. I have a few in my collection that I love. That house I'm talking about is Suspiro. And if you ever smelled Duetto, if you ever smelled Urban Leather, you know what I'm talking about. Their fragrance is fantastic. Prima Donna, just ridiculous. But my favorite fragrance from that house is none other than Maraschino. Maraschino with the beautiful citrus notes, the tropical fruit notes, which I think dominates this fragrance right here. The strawberry note is just gorgeous, one of a kind, combined with the vanilla and tonka bean, making it rich, sweet, and slightly on the warm side in the dried out. If you're looking for a tropical sweet fruit fragrance, you cannot go wrong with this one. Maraschino, that's why it's my favorite fragrance from Suspiro. Trust me, go check it out. Let's go check out the next one. Man, this list is crazy. Y'all gonna have fun with this one. Next up is one of my favorite fragrance houses. I've been repping this fragrance house for a better part of 8 years, maybe 9 years. They have over 24 fragrances available. And the creator, Vincent, he's a taught perfumer. Very abstract guy, very theatrical guy, and a genius when it comes to making fragrances. And if you guys know, I have probably 10 fragrances from that house, so you know I love their fragrances. The fragrance that just, without any question, is my favorite from that house is Eidolon. Eidolon is an absolute stunning, boozy, cherry, spicy fragrance. This fragrance, and I'll break it down like this. It has red wine combined with a boozy kind of whiskey vibe. Also amber and some really heavy sweet spices. This is gorgeous, stunning, and an absolute must-have. I gotta get a backup bottle because these are like, I think they're like 65 ml. And look at the juice. If you could see how dark the juice is, and that shows you how much I've used this fragrance. It's a must-have, especially for the winter. This thing is a lady killer. Boozy, sweet, spicy, and a red wine note that no one else has ever done quite like this. Yeah, a banger. That's why it's my favorite fragrance from that house. I bet y'all thought I was gonna say Orange Sunshine, didn't you? Keep up, man. Let's go check out the next one. All right, so the next fragrance house is, I would say it's one of the more slept on houses, but in my opinion, it is an absolute stunning high-end designer / niche fragrance house. And I just did a top 10 fragrance list from the house, so you probably already know which fragrance will be my favorite from that house, but still want to show you guys because not a lot of you guys trust that this one right here is a banger. The house I'm talking about is Harry Paris, and the fragrance that is the best of the best is Evening Signature. This is the gentleman fragrance. This is the fragrance that I say wear on the first date. This is the fragrance I say wear when you're going out and you're trying to get noticed and attention. This is a fragrance that you don't even have to really look that good. You don't even have to be super handsome. And the girl smell it, she gonna be like, oh, well, he's short, but he is cute. You know, he do got big ears, but he smell good. That's what this fragrance will do. Elemi, rose, tonka bean, vanilla, sweet nuances combined with an oriental kind of vibe that makes this fragrance irresistible. And I tell you, I stress this, there is nothing like this gorgeous, stunning fragrance, and it's not overwhelming. That's the beautiful kind of a point I want to put out there. The fragrance is executed and balanced like none other. If you're looking for a fragrance that has that kind of warm, sensual, sexual kind of GQ DNA, Evening Signature is a must-have. Yeah. I'm gonna keep telling y'all till y'all, I mean, a few people know, but yeah, you're welcome. Let's go ahead and check out the next one. All right, so this next fragrance house, I put in because, you know, it's top tier. It's probably in everybody's top 5 favorite fragrance houses in the entire world. I'm just starting my collection of this house. That's why I put it, it's not low, but I'm featuring it right now because I don't have a lot. I've smelled probably 10, but I only have 3. And that fragrance house I'm talking about is Amouage. And the fragrance that I say is my favorite in my collection is Royal Tobacco. Now, Royal Tobacco, I don't have to tell you guys, beast mode. One of the most erotic, authentic, smoky tobacco notes you ever come across. But you have to like powerhouse fragrances for this. Amouage Gold, Interlude Man, Jubilation 25, all those fragrances are just stunning, opulent, command attention type fragrances. But nothing does it like this, and I think that when it comes to tobacco with the smoky resinous nuance, you can't beat this. This is why it is my favorite fragrance in my collection. Will it stay there when I get more fragrances? I don't see anything beating it that I've smelled yet. A close second would probably be Jubilation 25, but nah, this is right here. This is the joy. So, Amouage Royal Tobacco, my favorite fragrance from that house. Yeah, I got more. Now you're probably gonna say, "Hey, Rome, so why isn't this fragrance on that list? You always talking about that fragrance. Why isn't this fragrance on that list?" And the reason why is because I probably only have one fragrance from that house. If I only have one fragrance from that house, I'm not gonna put on a list because it's just not. It's not fair because how can I compare it and say it's the best when I only have one, right? So I have to have multiple fragrances from that house to even be considered on this list. So hopefully if you look and you're like, he ain't even talk about such and such, you know why now. All right, so the next fragrance house I want to talk about is the Barbershop King. This house for me makes the best barbershop fragrances, period, in my opinion. From Sheep Palatin, from Baba de Tangier to this one I want to talk about right here, Evasion Barbar from MDCI. This is it. This is just it. Lavender and plum combined with this aftershave and slight linen mixed with a kind of shaving cream vibe. Man, I didn't think anything was gonna beat Sheba Palatin. I did. This right here, I think it's the reason why I say this is my favorite, because I can wear it any weather. I can wear it in the summer, spring, every season. This is appropriate. Sheba Palatin is kind of geared for late fall and winter. So if you guys have not, I know this is, some people going to consider it being an old school fragrance because it came out a decade and a half ago. Nah, trust me. You can't duplicate masterpieces. It's impossible to do. You might get somewhere in that ballpark, but when you're trying to execute masterpiece, it's impossible to do it like this right here. This is why there's no dupes of this. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. A stunner, banger, and one of the ones I wear for Fresh Cut Fragrance Friday because it is that barbershop fragrance. Go check it out. Trust me. You need it in your collection. Let's go check out the next one. All right, so this is a fragrance house that not many people know about, not many people talk about, but that's why I created this channel, because I want to give you fragrances that most of y'all are gonna be like, I have never heard of that house. I love the fragrance designer, creator, perfumer, Giuseppe, because he is not afraid to step out of the box, out of his comfort zone. And that fragrance house I'm talking about is Male Fucini. I love so many of their fragrances, from Lucy, from Narcotico, to Little Song, to my absolute favorite in my collection. This is Order 93. Now, Order 93 is opulent. It is just regal. When I say I never could not stand tuberose until I got my nose on this right here. There was no way you were gonna make me wear this weird white floral fragrance that came off sweet and cloying and then herbal and green at the same time. I was like, why would someone wear that? But the way they created this fragrance to make a smoky nuance combined with a oud and tuberose, and then somehow made it sweet. It's unbelievable. If you're looking for something, and this is another fragrance I would consider to be an oriental type of fragrance. If you're looking for something that will turn heads, that is literally nothing like anything anyone has on the market right now as a floral / smoky woody fragrance, this is it. This is it. I've turned so many people onto this joint, and no one has said, hey Rome, yeah, I bought that, but yeah, nah, that's not for me. No, trust me, it's a banger. A banger. That's why it's my favorite fragrance from Male Fushigi. Go check it out. All right, so that was number 5. Number 4 is a new fragrance in my collection, and it is, I fell in love with this. The first time I smelled this, I had a number 1 fragrance before I smelled this fragrance, and I said, oh, this one might take the crown. That fragrance house has been dropping bangers after bangers, hitting the ball out of the park. I know y'all like, stop hyping it up. Nah, for real. Kajal Perfumes is literally on fire right now. From Lamar, from Olmus, from Kajal 4 and 3 that they just dropped, and this one right here. Icon. Bruh. Nah. This is so freaking gorgeous. So gorgeous. I'm lost for words. This is my favorite fragrance from that house. Y'all think I'm like, y'all know that I've been talking about these fragrances for years. And give me a second. And I'm back. So like I said, I've been hyping Kajal fragrances up for years. I love their fragrances. And these fragrances right here, Kajal and Lamar, these two have been my favorite fragrances for, this one is probably the last 5-6 years. And this one, the last 3 years that this one went back and forth. And I didn't think anything was gonna beat these. But man, oh man. Icon, you go check out my review, is the best fragrance in their collection and one of my favorite fragrances in the world. From the sweet, rich, tropical passion fruit to the vacation style pineapple note that comes off in this fragrance, all the way down to what I consider the best part of this fragrance, which is praline. It smells like a dessert. Like, you guys know that I love the smell of praline. But to combine it with tropical fruits, sandalwood, and I guess you could say an LME vibe. Oh, come on, man. You can't go wrong with this. And the bottle is gorgeous. Y'all know this. That's why it's my favorite fragrance from the house. Go check it out. Next up, this fragrance house has been my favorite fragrance house since I started collecting niche fragrances. There is no secret that I love Boadicea the Victorious. I've loved the fragrances, everything that they put out that I've smelled, I either loved, liked, or I haven't smelled it yet. And you guys can see back there that, yeah, I'm pretty good at picking out some amazing fragrances from Boadicea. And it wasn't really hard to say which was my favorite. You guys saw my top 10, so y'all know. Tobacco Sapphire is it. That's it. Tobacco Sapphire is the ultimate night out fragrance. A beautiful, sweet, warm tobacco leaf with a musk kind of overseeing the entire fragrance. a boozy aspect behind this fragrance and a warm nuance to dry down. You have to like boozy, musky, kind of tobacco fragrances. And some people might say a tobacco that's lit. No, I don't smell any smokiness in this. I just smell a sweet tobacco. And I have what some people would consider the best fragrances in Bodicea, of course, Blue Sapphire, Namur, the list goes on and on. I have a lot of Bodicea fragrances, but this right here is the best in the collection, in my opinion. And just to give you guys a little quick note, Bodicea is going through a revamp of their entire fragrance line. I don't know what's happening with the business. And I know you see there were probably 130 fragrances on their website and it's down to like 45. You can still buy some of these fragrances. You just have to buy them from Harrods now. You have to go into the Harrods website or call them up for their boutique. And then you can order the fragrances that you say, oh man, they sold out, it's out of stock. No. Go to Harrods, go to their boutique, call them up, and you can buy the fragrances from them. And I think it's free shipping. I hope it's free shipping. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with the company, but hopefully they get their stuff together, because yeah, you might be losing the customer if y'all don't step your game up. But right here, Bodicea Victorious Tobacco Sapphire. Let's go check out the next. So the next fragrance house, another fragrance house that not a lot of people know about, but I've tried my best to let people know that this is a premium luxury niche fragrance house, and she has a select boutique. Like, she don't just put her stuff in every boutique. You know she does it. I'm talking about Sophie, and the fragrance house I'm talking about is Evanescence. Evanescence is one of Paris's best fragrance niche houses because they take their time when it comes to creating stuff. Right now, they just dropped the Middle Note collection. This fragrance is in the Base Note collection. And the one that I say is the best, in my opinion, is Musk Ambergris. 100% real, authentic ambergris. A white musk, a beautiful, salty, sweet, oceanic fragrance that dries down with one of the most just delicious aromas you'll ever come across. Now, you wouldn't like say, oh, I'm mixing, or considering a fragrance that says oceanic or ambergris to be delicious, but the sweet nuance behind this makes this salty, sweet kind of vibe. And I'm not saying it smells like this, but you'll get what I mean. Salty caramel. If you ever had a salty caramel or a licorice that had a salty sea salt behind it, that's the smell that kind of I get when I think about this fragrance. But the ocean breeze, the sweetness, the saltiness, the musk, a must have. This is my absolute favorite fragrance from their house, and they make bangers. I can't wait to review the Middle Note collection. They're coming out with a saffron fragrance, and they're also coming out with a rose fragrance. So look out for that. But go check this joint out right here. Musk Ambergris. Go check their entire line out because fantastic fragrances. But this is the absolute best. All right. Let's go check out number one. Now, number one fragrance, number one house. Let me take that back because I don't want to make it seem like these are in order like that. No. I'm just doing it to put it in some type of order. But the house, Julie Mad, another house that is one of those houses that you don't need to even question if they're going to make great fragrances. You don't even need to question if the fragrances are going to be a stunner and just blow up. Yes, But the number one fragrance I think that will put any fragrance to shame, if you want to compare them, if they're in that Oriental, dark, smoky, or even spicy category, Amor di Palazzo is the king. This is my favorite fragrance in my entire collection, still almost 10 years in, and it is one of my favorite fragrances in the world. Absolutely. The best fragrance that they have. There are some close seconds, but nothing makes me come back to the fragrance like this. Clove, leather, suede, oud, spices mixed with this, I would say, a confident booster. This fragrance, I wear this suit, tie, 3-piece suit, polo, I'm feeling like $1,000,000. And this is and has been exclusive to my birthday for probably 5 years. So, a must-have. I'm telling you guys, this is a fantastic fragrance, and it lasts 15 hours easy. Anybody and everybody I put onto this fragrance has said, yo, Rome, I appreciate you. You go to any fragrance boutique, it's damn near sold out every time. And I know y'all be trying to get them off them discount sites. Sold out there too. So, trust your boy when I tell you, this one ain't no joke. So, that is my 10 favorite fragrances from my favorite fragrance houses. I hope I said that right. I got a part 2 coming up for you guys because I got some more. I couldn't just only put these 10 in there because I got some new fragrances and some older fragrances that from these other houses are just as fantastic as the ones I'm talking about right now. Do me a favor, comment down below if you have any of these fragrances or you're looking to try add these fragrances to your collection. I know you're gonna love them. All right, guys, so that's it. I want to take this time to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the opportunity to speak with you guys. All glory goes to Him. And I wanted to say this to you guys. There's a part of me that I always think that I'm not doing enough when it comes to talking about God or approaching people and speaking about God. And I think that you probably can relate to this. God's gonna put the right people in front of you at the right time for you to spread the word, to speak to people. And those are gonna be those opportunities where you're gonna be a little afraid or scared that they might not receive it, or they just might be a little bit hesitant to, you might be a little bit hesitant to even, approach someone. But I say, encourage yourself. Be comfortable. That's the best way I can say. Be comfortable in knowing that God got you. He's with you, and He's going to speak through you because He wants those people that are lost to come and join Him and be righteous and remove themselves from sin. So take the time to know that you're in the right place. The time will come, and you don't have to stress and wonder if you're doing enough, because you'll know when those people present themselves or just kind of organically come into your circle, into your world, and you know that they need a word, they need to be introduced, or you have to tell them about God. Also, be kind. Be kind to people, even people that aren't kind to you. Be slow to anger. Be reserved. And be quiet. Speak less, listen more. You'll be surprised how much you'll hear God speak to you and tell you what the right thing to say and what to look out for. All right. I know that was a lot, but I hope you guys resonate with that information. And until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace.